voice makes me weak. All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why mental was set me a figure flee. Me I fi take away myself. Me I fi take away myself. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out aside. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Shorty I cleave her eyes. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget out outside. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Shorty, I had clean bare heels. I said, yeah. Been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the core. Sayonara, hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Friday the 23rd, and we have our special guest this morning, none other than Blaq Ice, and he will be doing the Poetry Corner. I also have with me this morning Flavius and another special guest, Mr. Kenrol Daniel out of St Vincent. But before I bring in Flavius or Mr. Daniel, let me tell you that Max Swanet is not with us this morning. She's taking some needed rest, taking care of some family business. So Flavius, Mr. Daniels, top of the morning.
Morning again.
Top of the morning, Mr.
Good morning
Daniels.
to one and all. Greetings from St Vincent.
Yes, man.
Wonderful.
Glad to hear your voice. What's happening in your neck of the wood, Mr. Daniels? Let me start with you first.
The sun is shining, man. The sun is out.
And the weather is
The
cool.
clouds, the clouds are just sailing in the skies,
Okay.
going about their own
wonderful.
business.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's fair and fine, very dry. No rain at the moment, so we're just
Okay.
enjoying God's sunshine.
Yes.
Good to hear. That's good to hear.
I heard you had another eruption yesterday.
Yes, we did. We had an eruption. It's not as big as the others, but
Okay.
nevertheless,
Okay.
once it is an eruption, then it means that the volcano is still active.
Active, yes,
And,
yes.
And habitation is not yet even to be thought about.
Okay. I heard a news last night where I remember the lady was talking and she was saying that most of the agriculture is gone.
Yes. The agriculture took a big hit
Yeah.
because that side of the island supplied the rest of the island with produce.
And the rest of the
You
Caribbean.
know, so yes. Yeah, because we used to export a lot of stuff, and also cattle. We used to export cattle also.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and that would the animals took a heavy hitting.
Okay. But
There
Franco,
were reports.
You guys lost
I
a lot
heard
of
that.
animals.
Yeah, I heard a very good news out of Jamaica yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that on Wednesday they sent off a shipload of stuff to St Vincent.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, they got a ship from Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had collaborated with Jamaica before in hurricane relief. So I think they send off personnel too. I think they are there now involved in this whole shelter and evacuation thing. But they send off, I don't remember the sum that they quantified at, but it was a lot of stuff apparently.
Yeah, that's good. Mr. Daniels, I see you also, you sent me a video of the Prime Minister touring the affected areas.
Red zone, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And
yes.
And he was making mention about the devastation and, the impact and things like that. And somebody did ask him the question about the COVID vaccine and things like that. And he said, oh, no. He said, no, they were more focusing on evacuation. And not...
Yeah, well, at the moment, the focus is more on testing than vaccinating.
Yeah.
Because people at this moment, cannot study vaccination.
No. That is the way to go. Test to make sure what you have. But the first priority is for people to some safe place where they can feel warm and,
Yes.
And they can get some.
But you see, we have not heard of any outbreak of corona in any of the shelters. Okay, and we have 7,000 people. 7,000 people in 88 shelters.
Okay.
Right, and we haven't heard of any COVID outbreak.
Yeah.
But I personally, if you ask me personally, COVID doesn't exist in St Vincent.
Oh, okay.
If you ask me, I ain't saying that's what they're saying. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
True. Have you heard anything else coming out of the shelters as to the changes? The condition?
we would you see, food is needed because to feed 7,000 people 3 meals per day, as the PM was saying this morning, that's 21,000 meals a day, every day.
Yeah. But
it is expensive.
I think aid is coming because I also heard that the UN had put some funds together. That was from about Monday. Yeah. And I'm sure Jamaica would have sent food also. On that
yes,
ship,
we expect that other countries would help the best they can. But I was just making the point that how important the food is.
Yeah, man. But help is coming. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as quick as we would have liked it.
Right.
It start coming now. Start coming in now.
You see, I think the people realize that the volcano continues. The last time it erupted, it was just 1 day, 2 days the most, if I can remember fine. Yeah. But now the 14th day.
Yeah.
So it means that the devastation is terrible. Because where on the video that the Prime Minister was towing, I know how that place look. And right now on the video, it looks nowhere near like that.
Okay.
So the topography has changed. The land itself has changed. A lot of rocks are now exposed.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
so it will be a tough time, a real tough time.
Well,
Yeah.
help is on its way, and help has been coming in. So I hope enough help will come that everybody can make it out well.
Yes. We welcome that.
Because when you leave your house and go to a shelter, I mean mentally, it is rough mentally.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough, if you don't have enough food to go around, then it's even worse.
Yeah, it's discomforting, you know. It's just, but I mean, it's life, you know. Just that some people have it hard to cope. Some people can't adjust that easily.
Mr.
No,
Daniel,
they can't. No.
Mr. Daniel, before I let you go, what would you personally like to see happen now? Because I know we're going, the weekend is going to be a long weekend.
You mean in terms of what?
In terms of the whole situation, more things getting done for people. Some people, clean up. Because you sent me a video where they were doing some cleaning up too as well. And the cleaning up look like it's going to be one of the hardest tasks because the thickness of that, what you call it, dust or ash, it's coming like it's sand on the beach, man.
Yeah.
You see, normally when one is cleaning, you would clean and put the dust or dirt or garbage in a certain area. But in this case now, the entire area is garbage.
Yeah.
So it's like where do you put the garbage?
Exactly.
But what I would like to see now is that the volcano just take a rest. That's what all of us would love to see. Just relax.
Yeah.
Just go back to sleep.
Well, you have to call up
But just keep on going,
You have to also call upon the spirit of the ancestors too,
Well, God indirectly.
Yeah, for make this
the
thing
Almighty God.
For make this thing go away because you don't want
God
another
is in
eruption.
charge.
It's staying too long now. It's staying too long. Yeah, it's staying too long.
Well, anyway, Mr. Daniel, one of the things Monday, we're gonna bring you back again on Monday where you can spend a longer time period with us.
Good.
So looking forward for your information so you can continue share them with me as well, and any videos that you want to be posted for Monday, you can send it along and I'll gladly have it available for you for Monday.
Lovely.
All right.
Monday we're going to speak about netball because the netball federation in the region, North American and region will be live. We'll be speaking to Miss Doris McIntosh, the president of the Netball Association, because NAFTA, what they call Franco, they have started an initiative to also provide aid. So that they will be on speaking about their initiative to provide aid for the netballers in St Vincent.
Yeah, so we look forward for that with you on Monday, before we bring them in. So you just be careful, stay safe, and have a jolly weekend as best as you can.
We will. We will be safe.
All right. We gotta go get where the guests now.
Yes, everybody is joining in now.
Okay then.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Thank you very much, sir.
Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend. beating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, a steady, mental, a quadrillion, a coming up. You can fill your belly with a coconut jelly, mango, papa, cane and dinner. There's a key in a saltfish and a roast yam and banana. Curried goat and a managed water. The Sunday special if you like a revival. Catholic, Baptist or Pentecostal. The house of Jah is there, have no fear. Walk right ahead and get your share. I'm walking on sand. I'm holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. In my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. A homeland, my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. My own homeland.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Oh, hey, 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 hey. Whoa. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. Really love you, baby. Really love you, want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home with me forever. Oh, really want you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, and just like a magnifying glass. Hey, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home, be with me forever, yeah. When over me, shield and my defense. Cover me, cover me, cover me. Cover me, cover me, cover me, oh, cover me. There is a change coming. Don't you feel the wind blowing? I can feel the chill, evil on the rise. Will you take that pill or stand firm in its will? Your money, your name will not be able to help you. No, no, no. Fame or lame won't be able to save you. You got to be covered under the blood of the Almighty. You got to be covered, 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 covered. You got to be covered, 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 covered under the blood of the Almighty. Covered under His blood. Nothing here is strange. Mankind is deranged. He said this in His word, or didn't you observe? Nation rise against nation, famine and pestilence all around me. Oh, what a shift. The world is in a ditch. Mothers against their daughters, fathers against their sons. Oh, watch out for the deceivers, proclaiming to be the Messiah. Wars, and rumors of war. Still there is only one way. You got to be covered, 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 covered. You got to be covered, covered.
Yes, listeners, we have with us the one and only Blaq Ice. The Andre Thorn, aka Blaq Ice, king of poetry, Blaq Ice. Once in a lifetime, society is blessed with a rare spirit that brings forth cultural change, set new standard of greatness, and serve as sacrifice for future generations. Blaq Ice is one of the greatest spoken word entertainers of his generation. The Real Stuff Podcast. Welcome this morning, Blaq Ice.
I am so happy to be here, my brother. I've been waiting for this moment for so long to be with my family. Peace and blessings, everyone. And I would say good morning. It is 8:25 here in Vegas. So good morning to everyone.
Yes, I know you have to do your hard at work at the same time, you know?
Yes.
Can't make the pandemic stop you from moving around.
No, you can't. You know, you just got to put it in God's hands.
Yeah,
and be obedient to His will and do what He has created you to do.
I'm glad to hear that. I just read just a short passage of your bio. So I want you to go ahead and tell everyone out there listening in podcast land, poetry land, who is Blaq Ice?
Well, my name is DeAndre Hawthorne. I'm a Chicago native, south side of Chicago, Inglewood.
Okay.
And
Shy down, shy down.
yes. And like anyone, we grew up in poverty, struggling to make ends meet. And my mom, who's a Jehovah's Witness, my father was a truck driver, and this is where I got my spirituality from. My mom and my dad is where I got my grind and my never quit, my never die attitude. And early on, during my elementary years, grammar school years, I developed a love for writing and for poetry. Okay. And I used to take the books that my mom used to bring home from church, from the Kingdom Hall. And I used to write poetry about what I saw in the books. And eventually that developed into rap in 1985 when the movie Crush Groove came out. Yeah. And I saw that people could take poetry and put it to music and it come out to be something beautiful, which became like the birth of hip hop. Okay. And since that moment, it's been a journey from there, man. It's just been a blessed journey to be able to go from a poet who writes to a hip hop artist who performs to now today a spoken word artist, and to be considered as one of the kings and to be bestowed many accolades. And I thank God for everything that I have received. Good, man.
Well said. Couldn't say any better. So what is going on now in Chi-Town?
Well, Chicago is a very interesting city. We are dealing with systemic racism, like most of the inner cities in the United States are dealing with the police and the systemic racism here. But Chicago is also dealing with a black on black crime issue. We have so much gun violence in the city of Chicago, and this is why my organization, P.O.E.T, People of Extraordinary Talent, we do marches for peace in the city of Chicago. We do mentorship programs in the school system. We go to the prisons and juvenile detention centers and take our poetry ministry there as well. So we are making a difference in the best way we can, and to save one life. Even if we can save one life and change one young person from a life of crime and going in that negative direction, we have served our purpose here on this earth.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good thing. And for catching the youths in schools and things like that, how most of them react to poems?
Oh, they love it. Yeah. This is a way for them to express themselves, because not only do we do poetry, the way that I've developed the program is called the Breakthrough Program. Yeah. So you can't have a breakthrough unless you've been broken. And most of these children already have been broken, and they're looking for an outlet and a way to express themselves. So what we do first is the first day we go in and we share our hurt and our pain through poetry. And when they hear us, they say, man, I didn't know that I could talk about my life and what I've been through and put it in a poem and be able to express myself and talk to people that I normally wouldn't be able to talk to. And so then the next day, their homework assignment is to come back with a poem about their life. And then they start to open up. And once they open up and begin to release all the things that they've been holding inside of them, then we can come back and deposit some good spirituality and positivity inside of them.
Okay, true. You already have won some Chicago Music Award, like maybe the 7th and thing like that. Have you won the IRAMA Award? Because IRAMA is also home for Chicago.
It is, but unfortunately, they don't allow Chicago artists to qualify for the IRAMA Award.
Why?
Because it's for international artists outside of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, so they never let us, be nominated for the IRAMA Awards. But I am happy.
I never know that.
Yes. But I am happy that some of our poet members from our organization were nominated this year, such as Rasta Kura, Richie Innocent, and Antonio Valera. And so I give big ups to them. They're doing wonderful and great things. And I am so proud of them to watch them and to see the change and the difference that they're making in this world through their art.
Okay, good man, good. You're in Vegas now. And
yes,
I know.
yes.
What is the scenery like now in Vegas? Is it busy as usual?
You know, touring in Vegas is different than what it has been in the past. It has just opened up literally about 2 weeks ago. Okay. And so it's not as packed as it normally is, but you can see the movement, you can feel the energy, and Vegas never sleeps. So we were up to about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is 5 o'clock in the morning your time.
Yeah.
So we were up to about 5 o'clock in the morning this morning, just celebrating my birthday and celebrating birthday of some other people who are here in our party, and just living life, man, and thanking God for just another year.
Well, you said today is the Earth Strong?
April the 18th was my Earth Strong. Yes.
Okay.
So I just so happened to be born in National Poetry Month, because April is National Poetry Month here in the United States.
All right, man. It's all right. Happy Earth Strong, man. Happy Earth Strong, and just keep going.
Thank you.
I know you have a lot of albums out there. Like about 30 albums or more?
Yes, I have 30 albums. I just released my 29th and 30th album. And it was so interesting. I never really planned on releasing 2 albums a month apart from one another.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. How you know, when I saw that in the bio, I said, this man is like a Taylor Swift.
Right. But and you know what? I'm writing right now, working on three more albums. One of the albums will be released this year, and then the other 2 would probably be released next year. But my journey has not always been smooth. And the reason why I wanted to say this, because I wanted to explain to you why I am the way that I am.
Yeah.
So I lost my 15-year-old son to cancer. September the 3rd, 2008.
Condolences.
And I watched him over a year and a half just decline in his health. And unfortunately, I lost him. Okay. There was nothing that I could do about it. So seeing my son take his last breath and close his eyes at the age of 15, it made me be on a journey of urgency.
Yeah.
I don't know when my last moment will be, my last breath would be, my last day would be. But until that day comes, I'm going to make sure that whatever God has deposited in me is released outside of me, so that I won't take nothing to the grave that's supposed to be shared with the world. And so that's the mentality that I have, you know, and that's why you see me grind so hard and doing so many things. It's because I want to leave, as we say in show business, I want to leave it all on stage.
All right. Yeah. Our condolence, you know, our condolence.
Thank you, brother.
Because I know, you know, how it feels, especially you witnessing him, you know, just been eaten away slowly. And there's nothing you could do but just pray, you know.
That's right.
I want to know something, because one of the things that I'm every time a poet come on, you know, I keep saying this, but I'm just started to beginning to heat up the food, you know, the poetry food, heat it up more and more.
Okay.
And it's getting interesting by the week, because every week we have another interesting guest, and you know, in the Poetry Corner. When you first started out, how did you start it out after I mean, your first poem? What was it? Can you remember your first poem?
Absolutely. The first poem that I wrote was a poem called Why. And that poem that I wrote 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
And when I say that, I'm talking about spoken word poetry. Now, my spoken word career was much different from my my early childhood grammar school career. But when I'm talking about spoken word, the first poem that I ever wrote was Why, and it was talking about the political system, the government, the racism, and all the things that we're actually dealing with now. And the poem was such a great poem that I still recite the poem to this day with edits to it, just adding new names that are more relevant to today's time as opposed to where it was when I wrote it 20 years ago.
Can you drop it for us this morning?
Let's do it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Baby, you remember the first part of Why? Let's see. Here we go. I came here so you could talk to me. As a matter of fact, close your eyes, let our souls connect, and just take a spiritual walk with me. Because we got to ask ourselves some questions. These problems need solutions, so break out your pen and pad and take notes, because today, right here live, Blaq Ice is offering lessons. Tell me, why is it that freedom ain't free? And why is it that although our eyes are wide open, there's some things that we still can't see? Y'all, this war is spiritual. And since words are spirits, I'm coming lyrical. It says, ignorance is the killer that's serial. This material is a blessing. No, matter of fact, it's a miracle. Why is it that most of our lives, we just labor, sweat, and toil? And while brothers out there killing brothers over dope, we got the United States government killing people over oil. And we got governments killing people over soil. Why is it that tobacco companies are just not now telling you that in that stick, it was cancer, emphysema, and asthma? Maybe because it was death that they were selling you. And in Africa, I'm confused because the blood that they used and transfused had AIDS in it. And I want to go to church and pray my sins away, but the same ones that's trying to dip me in water, they need to bathe in it. And I know what y'all saying, Blaq Ice. This is early in the morning, and I know what you said is a little bit too rough, and believe me, I truly understand. But when they start killing sisters in the police stations, then it's time for us to stand up and say something. Hashtag Sandra Bland. In my conclusion, let me tell y'all a story. See, one day, truth and a lie went swimming together. And when lie saw truth in the water naked, lie went and put on truth's clothing and said bye. And now y'all know what we got? What we got is a naked truth, and he's trying to catch up with the well-dressed lie. But I want to thank y'all for inviting me on this morning, and there's only one thing left for me to say. Brothers and sisters, it's not a shame to be ignorant. It's just a goddamn shame to stay that way. That's that piece.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love it. Hashtag Sandra Bland. Yeah, I love it, man. You know.
Thank you, brother.
Over the years, because when I first started listening to rap music, at the time it used to name rap before they say hip hop.
Right.
Yeah. And when I heard dub poetry before rap music, and the beat was what I used to like to listen to, because it was, we used to call that in the studio dub. Dub-wise, yeah, dub-wise. Because it was just strictly the rhythm, the bass, the guitars, and you might hear like a reverb in it sometime. And it was amazing to me how artists like Muta and Uko Unora and all of them are the, great dub poets before this crop, a generation came. They were really talking about some of the stuff that people would say Bob Marley sing it already.
Right. And when I would perform in Jamaica over the years, they would mention the term dub poetry, and I was like, well, what's dub poetry? They was like, well, what you're doing is like dub poetry. You just call it spoken word over there in the States. And so, I just got a chance to, witness some poets over there. In my other home, Jamaica, Montego Bay, do some wonderful things over there as well, and in Kingston, right?
All right, glad you visit the island, man, and loving it.
Yes, every year, brother.
Every year, what?
Every year, brother. I perform in Jamaica every year.
You did last year. You went last year.
Well, last year was the only year because of the
The
COVID-19.
yeah. Okay.
But we were there this year in, what was it, February? We were there this year in February.
What?
Yes, in Montego Bay.
What? You're living it up, man.
Man, hey, leave it all on stage, brother.
You have family there?
I have new family there.
Okay.
Since we've been visiting for so long, you know, and if you just type in Blaq Ice and the word Jamaica, you'll see so many videos. And just for those who are listening, the correct spelling of Blaq is BLAQ. Believe in the Lord, ask questions. BLAQ.
Believe in the Lord,
ask
question. Okay.
That's right. And you know, there are other people who share the same name, Blaq Ice, but you know, not too many people spell their name the way I spell mine. I wanted to kind of separate myself. But yeah, I love Jamaica, man. It's our second home. We got married there. My wife and I got married there.
All right, congrats, man. Congrats.
And I proposed.
Now I see why you love it, man. Now I see why you love the place. It have to be something significant that keep pulling you back every year. That's why I asked if you have family.
He proposed there and he got married there. So, I mean, and he proposed. Yeah, so you can't get better than that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to share something with you all.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to share something with you all, and this is on my spirit right now. And there was a young lady that I performed this for yesterday. For those who are struggling and for those who are experiencing some kind of issues, whether it be health-wise or anything like that, I just wanted to encourage those of you who are out there watching and listening to this interview this evening. And I say again, I'm so honored to be here, and I thank God. But I want to share a piece called "The Elevator." If that's okay with you all.
Yeah, man, it's your moment. It's your moment to shine.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. There's this elevator, right? It's full of people. Some family, some friends, some strangers. But you're all in the basement. See, the basement represents that brand new idea that was blessed to be manifested in your mind. But by the time you share your idea with the 10 people standing in the elevator next to you, some of them get off before the door even opens. Sort of like those so-called friends. The ones who you thought would be there through thick and thin down to the end didn't even make it to the first floor. The door closes. The elevator rises. Much to your surprise, you're making progress. The bell rings. You're at the first floor. The door opens, and guess what happens next? Those childhood friends, well, they got goals of their own. Time for you to be strong because you're going to lose some of these friends during this ride and feel alone. But as they walk out, a few more friends walk in. You started off with 10, and now you're down to 8. Now, one of the new friends who just walked in pressed floor 2. So you know what that means. The next time the elevator door opens, they'll be going too. But before they left, they introduced you to one of their friends who became your friend. Then y'all became close like 10. The door opens at floor 2. You lose a few, but one man walks in, and he becomes your boyfriend. And now we're down to 7. Now, only 4 out of the 7 are the original occupants that you begin with. In all, there are 2 strangers, one cousin, one friend, your mom, a new friend, and a boyfriend. Now, the elevator passes floor 3. Seems like life is finally looking up. But just as soon as you get comfortable, you're at the 4th floor and the door opens up. You're staring death right in the face. Quickly, you step back. He reaches in his arm and unexpectedly takes your mom. Everyone in the elevator consoles you. But this takes an emotional toll on you and your relationship. Everything you ever believed in or ever knew about is in doubt. You become so emotionally cold that right before the doors close, your boyfriend walks out. What's to expect by floor 5? Now, what just happened on the 4th floor was a game changer. But by the time floor 5 arrives, you will lose one of those strangers. But before he leaves, he whispers to you, "There's something that I hope that you see." She said, "What's that?" That God wants you to go through everything that you're going through in order for you to get to where he wants you to be. He leaves. 4 remains. Only one more floor to go. But between the 5th and the 6th floor, you notice something. The other stranger reaches around you and hits the stop button. Everything is frozen except you and him. He said, okay, I think it's time for us to talk. Now, I've been here since the beginning, and I've seen everything that happened, and not once did you ever acknowledge me. I even gave you words of comfort when you lost your mommy. I thought at that point, you would want to get to know me. Look around. Out of the 10 that you started out with, there's only a few. Now you have a choice of two. You can continue on. Use the experience of what you've been through to help heal, or you can do what you've been thinking, go on that person, take those pills. She said, no, I want to live. He said, then you need to learn how to forgive. She now knew who she was talking to. She takes a deep breath and asks for him to forgive her. But he said, I'll forgive you when you learn how to forgive yourself. She pressed the button. The bell rings. The door opens at the 6th floor. To your surprise, your ex-boyfriend is standing there, offer you his hand. You turn around, look at that man right in the face and smile. See, out of the many people that have come into your life, you've already lost the majority. Expect for the ones closest to you to disappoint you, let you down, betray you. But don't you change. Stay you. And at the end of the day, when you place your family and friends before God, he will remove them to show you that he's a jealous God. And none should be placed before him. Trust him to know that he will replace everything stolen, restore everything lost, and heal everything broken. See, in life, you're going to have some knockdowns on the way up. But it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. The elevator. That's that piece.
Wicked. The elevator. Yeah, man. Why more and more, more and more,
yes,
as I'm hearing and listening to you, I'm getting to actually seek your materials now. And it's funny I'm saying it because when I found out that you have so much albums, I said, "Whoa, I must check out Spotify. It must have something on Spotify."
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I said, it must have something on Spotify, so I can go check out. Anyway, but one of the things that I realized, because we started this poetry corner courtesy of Courtney lately. We have to give him thanks for that, because when it first started out, we had it with cooking, cook and curry. So we say after like a food, then you can get some poetry.
Yeah.
And it's been doing good for us so far. And interestingly, every week we find somebody who extend the bar higher and higher. Yeah. Extend the bar higher and higher, And
thank you, brother.
I'm appreciative of that. Really, really appreciative of that, Somebody in the chat room said them love the elevator.
Thank you all so much.
Francine said she loved the elevator, and Courtney.
Francine, thank you, Francine. I really appreciate you. There are some poems that when you write it, you know that there's something special about it. And The Elevator was one poem that it was actually inspired by a young lady that I was talking to in our organization named Black Beauty. And she was just telling me her story and what she had went through. And as she was talking, something was kindled inside of me to begin to write that piece. And it came out the way you heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was able to inspire somebody too as well. Courtney said excellent piece and things like that.
Thank you, Court.
I've always asked my our guests when they come to the chat session, just 3 questions. Can give it in a sentence or just a phrase. Okay. And I'm going to throw the same thing to you. So the 3 questions is just simple. You understand me? So yeah, it's nothing to got you or nothing personal. Just
Okay.
whatever you think it is or whatever comes to your mind, it's not right or wrong. So the first one I'm going to throw at you is poetry.
So poetry is my first love. We met each other as a child and as children. She never judged me. She's been with me since day one through my greatest losses and my greatest victories. And she would forever be my first love.
All right, fair enough. Family.
Family, more than just biological or flesh and blood. Family is those who support you, those who make time for you, those who sacrifice for you. And so don't get hung up on your biological cousins or your biological brothers and your biological sisters. You'll be surprised to know and learn that sometimes those who are not biological family are more family than those who are biological to you.
True. Fair enough. Blackness.
Yeah. Blackness.
Yeah.
Black, I always define as the absence of color and the substance from which all color comes from. Before a baby is born into the light of the world, it comes from the blackness of his mother's womb. Before God said, "Let there be light," there was blackness and triple darkness in which all of God's creation was birthed forth from. And it is the blackness of our minds that all of our poetry and all of our ideas and all of the gifting that God has bestowed upon us is birthed in before it comes into the light of the world.
Eerie. Hey, man, you couldn't have answered it any better.
Brother, I've been doing this for a long time, man.
So we're going to ask you for one more poem before you get out of here. I know you want to get some rest because, you're going to have to go back on the grind again. So give us one more poem before we ask for, before you get to rest.
Okay, great. So I will do my testimony poem. It's called Ego. And Ego is an acronym that stands for easing God out. Now, before I do that, I just want to say that if it's anyone out there who would like to support my new albums, then I can email you or ship you the albums. But email, you can get it right now immediately. But if you would like a copy of the albums, then reach out to me. 312-719-7310. 312, and I'm giving you my actual phone number so you can text me or whatever. 312-719-7310. Somebody put that in the chat for me. But I want to share this with you. This is one of the most difficult poems that I've ever had to write. A poem that I wish that I never had to write. But nevertheless, here it goes. Ego, easing God out. Hey, God, where you at? I've been looking for you. Seems like you've been avoiding me or something. And I've been searching for you for years with no answer, just anticipation. And I've been going through this transformation, but every time I call on you, God, it's like I get put on hold. And they say that you hear all and that you see all, but seems like you ain't never available, God, when I call. See, family, I remember it was January 1991. I had just left Simeon High School's Martin Luther King ceremony speaking. I wasn't feeling too well that day. Little did I know that all the while, my appendix had been leaking. And where were you, God? Just what I thought, nowhere to be found. And if it wasn't for my son's mother convincing me to go to St. Bernard's Hospital that day, Blaq Ice wouldn't be here with you on this interview right now. And where were you at, God, that morning when I went to work and when I got to 123rd and Kedzie, right by the cemetery, this lady ran lights. The last thing I saw was headlights. A 3-car collision that almost took my life. But where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when my mother was stricken with cervical cancer? She's been going to the Kingdom Hall serving you since before I was born, and we both called on you and you still didn't answer. Come on, God, this is my mother. Tell me, is this how you treat all your sons and your daughters? And where were you at, God, that day my son died? I sat there at the University of Chicago and I watched him come back twice. You could have intervened. You could have saved his life. But where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when... Okay, my son, I've heard enough. Now I know that times for you have been rough, but son, where's your faith? Seems like you only seek my face when you need me. For I am a full-time God, my son. Do you really believe in me? Well, if so, then you would know that I am the creator of the universe. All that you see from the highest heights of heaven to what you have discovered beneath the earth. See, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of Moses, Lot, and David. I am the one who made Solomon wise. I put Noah in the ark before the waters could rise. I gave Samson the strength to destroy the Philistines with no eyes. I am that smooth stone that David slung that smote Goliath in the head. The cracks that crumbled the walls of Jericho, the same one that rose Lazarus from the dead. I am the blood of the lamb of the doorpost that kept your children of Israel safe from harm. Even the staff in Moses' right arm, and I gave the power to split the Red Sea in half. Shall I go on? I said, please forgive me, Father. He said, no, son, I already have. But like Jonah, you've been running from your mission. I've been trying to reach you and speak to you for years, but your ego just wouldn't let you listen. When your appendix was spreading poison through your body, I was the voice that spake through your son's mother warning you. And do you remember what you promised me, my son? Yes, Lord, I do. I promise you that if you allow me to make it through, then I would turn my life over to you. But what did you do? You continued to play. So I spoke to you again in the form of a 3-car collision, but I allowed you to walk away that day. And have you ever asked yourself the question why the accident was by a gravesite? I was showing you that the road that you were traveling on ended at the cemetery if you didn't change your life. But you still didn't listen. And as for your mother's cervical cancer, I am the reason why your mother's cancer is in remission. And I know your son's gone. But his body was sick, so I relieved him of his pain and I called him home. And yet and still I stayed by your side. All those moments that you felt alone, yet you still rejected my truth. If you only could have put your ego to the side and listened to all those whom I sent to you. Lord, you mean to tell me all the while I was waiting to hear from you? You were sending me messages to all those whom I rejected? Yes, my son, this is true. And instead of focusing on the guides, submit to the truth that you find inside. For Satan is the one who subtracts and divides, but I am the one who adds and multiplies. I'm telling y'all, he opened my eyes. And so to those of you who can't accept the truth, because your ego won't allow you to accept who the truth is coming through, take this as a lesson. Because see, God just ain't using these pastors today, because asking some of these pastors questions is just like asking blind men for direction. But it's the truth that counts. And in this case, my ego just wasn't my ego. But my ego was easing God out. That's that piece.
Well, this one is a bombshell. Bombshell.
Yeah, man, that one is a bombshell. Boom blast.
Oh, yes.
Boom blast.
Beautiful.
Right, Blaq Ice. Me I tell you, in my mind, me I say, this brother here deep, no blouse and skirt.
Yeah, man.
And I really blouse and skirt more, I say, but we can't use the other phrase. But you're deep. Me not tell no lie, you're deep, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Yes.
Thank you so much, bro.
I you know, sometimes when you hear artists, entertainers with words like these, and you wonder why people don't wake up and live. You know, it make you wonder. You know, is it falling on rocks?
Right.
Because all of these words, it fall on solid, we call it grass, earth, with manure. So it's supposed to grow, and it's been growing. Because when I say dirt, people, this is what I mean. It meant like it's out and wax. I love to use the word wax. It's on CD, which if you know vinyl, we call it wax, and it's available so people can reach it. But sometimes I wonder if people really listen to poets.
Well, you know, here's the thing, and I had to come to this realization that everyone has a job, right? And I do I teach a Bible class on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and it's on the YouTube, my channel, which is Truth Hour TV, and I talk about planting the seeds. You may just plant the seed of curiosity and make somebody curious about something that they had not been knowledgeable of before. Someone else may come by after you and water the seed. And they say, well, man, I heard Blaq Ice say that, but I really wasn't paying attention to it. But now that you said it again, what he said makes sense to me now. And then you have another person after they watered the seed to come back and then, just cultivate it a little bit more. And then you have someone else to actually just pull and the harvest. So everybody has a job to do. This is an assembly line. So when you think that you're not making a difference, believe me, you're making a difference, even if you're just the one that's planting the seed.
Oh, true, so true. I want you to give them the information where they can reach you on social media and give them the number again, because it's already posted in the chat room. I say it's posted in the chat room, but still want people to know where they can find you on your YouTube and other social media.
So let's do YouTube first, guys. So YouTube first, family, is Blaq Ice TV. BLAQ space ICE, intelligent, creative, and extraordinary space TV. So it's Blaq Ice TV. BLAQ ICE TV. That's the channel that I have for the poetry. If you want to follow me with the Bible lessons that I teach on Tuesdays, then that one is Truth Hour TV. Truth Hour TV. And believe me, my brother, if I can't use this poetry to bring people to God, then all of this is vanity. All of it is vanity if I can't use the poetry to bring people to God. So I always put forth that channel as well. On Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, you could type in King of Poetry, Blaq Ice. And again, Blaq is BLAQ, 4 letters. King of Poetry, Blaq Ice. When you type that in, you will see all of my pages. You'll see DeAndre Hawthorne. You'll see Blaq Ice International, spoken word life artist. You'll see King of Poetry. I have several pages, but if you type in King of Poetry, Blaq Ice, it will begin to lead you to all of my pages. And I'll give my phone number out once again, which is 312-719-7310. Text me so that you can get a copy of the double album that was just released. And so far, since the release date of my album, God has blessed me to sell over 300 copies.
That's good,
within
man.
30,
That's good.
Within 30 days. Yes.
Well, this
And
one is
last, and last but not least, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in the future, all of my dates that I'm performing, and my background, my history, and those things that are on my website, then the website is blaqice.com. 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 And I'm going to do an exclusive announcement right here, right now on this show. The world does not know it. I'm not going to release this information that I'm about to share with you until May 1st. But I just finished my 7th book, but my first individual book. The other books were anthology books. This is my first individual book, and it's called Intimate Conversations. It is available for pre-order right now, and if you text me, I'll give you that information as well. But that is another accomplishment that God has blessed me with, and that announcement will be made to the world on May 1st, but it is an exclusive. I'm making this announcement right here, right now on this show.
Here, man. Here. Exclusively.
Wonderful.
Exclusive.
Yeah, for the Real Stuff podcast.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
yes.
Exclusive. I love that, my brother. I love that. Well, I don't know, Flavius, you have any question before I let Blaq Ice?
Well, I can't leave yet.
Yeah, man.
I would love to hear a few more poems.
Okay.
You can get one more?
Of course I can,
right.
my brother. I'm here for you. I'm
all right, go ahead.
You guys got me right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as you know, there was a guilty verdict on all charges for
yes.
Officer Chauvin, the officer that kneeled on the neck of George Floyd for 9 minutes and 29 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But we want you to know that over here in America, the so-called African Americans are actually Israelites that were taken over here in the early 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
We were kicked out of our land in 70 AD by the Romans. And you can research this history. When we were kicked out of our land, Israel, we fled into what is called Africa today. The original name of Africa is the land of Ham. And when the slave ships arrived in the early 1500s, they took us Israelites and they dropped us off in Jamaica. So your true history of the Jamaican people is you are our Israelite brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You were just dropped off first before we were dropped off in America. And so we are family. Those who were descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are Israelites, my brothers and sisters. Our identities were changed and we were hidden in the four corners of the earth. That being said, I want to share with you this piece that I wrote called Get Your Knee Off My Neck. And it's not just specifically to that officer, but it's specifically to the 400 years of oppression that we have experienced and all the governments and the worlds that we have gone to since the transatlantic slave trade. Here we go. I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. Why are you on top of me? I said I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. 400 years of disrespect, inequality, and it's bothering me, but you ain't listening. The only time you seem to pay attention is when I break something, but you're too blind to see that this is live on TV. Unscramble the line, straighten the antenna. Let's go back to 1619 Virginia, America. This is where we stepped off the slave ships and stepped on the auction block. Sold to the highest bidder like livestock. Since that moment, we've been playing on two separate fields to two different clocks. And you got the nerve to use your stopwatch. How am I ever going to catch up to you when you've had a 400-year head start? Back then, you made it unlawful for me to read. And now you're trying to make it unlawful for me to breathe. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. Then in 1863, we thought that we were freed. But America denied our freedom for 2 more years. This is why we celebrate Juneteenth, our Independence Day. But let's fast forward to May 31st, 1921. A mob of white men with guns and white sheets burned down over 12 blocks and over 1,200 homes in what would be later known as Black Wall Street. And you wonder why. The unemployment is so high in my community. It's because of your knee. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. See, the odds have been against us since the day that we were born. And some of these races have traded in their white sheets for black robes, suits and ties, and police uniforms. Let me clarify. All cops are not bad cops. But when you stand there and watch, look at your watch. When 9 minutes and 29 seconds go past, knee on neck, I can't breathe, a crime is being committed, then the good cop becomes just as guilty as the bad cop. As a matter of fact, that makes you an accessory. I think you love to see black men wearing accessories like hands and cuffs and chains. Since slavery, we've been beaten, whipped, handcuffed, and chained, and this is a stain on America's history. But when will it change? America, you still haven't acknowledged your original sin. And the reason why America was so great back then, Trump, is because we were your human cotton gin. So when you say, let's make America great again, are you saying that you want us to go back to picking your cotton again for free? We had no choice because of that need. This is something that you've tried so hard to avoid. Well, damn it, today we want justice from Emmett Till to Breonna Taylor to Jacob Blake to George Floyd. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. That's that piece.
Yes, sir. Once again, you did it again, man.
Oh, yeah.
You did it again.
Thank you, brother.
You still touring Vegas?
Yes, today is the last day, and we will be back in Chicago tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening, I have another event tomorrow evening. Okay. And then after that, next Saturday, I'll be performing in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Okay, man.
For a wedding out that way, yes.
All right, so you're doing it like you're supposed to be doing, man. As you say, you want to leave it all on the stage, and it's certainly going to be in archives as well. So don't worry yourself. Just do what you have to do. You understand me? Just do what you got to do.
Yes, man. Look, I love you guys, man. I am honored. I know this is a long time coming. Mm-hmm. We've been working on this for such a long time. And normally I would be actually at work during this time. And we talked about that as well. Mm-hmm. But God fixed it, man. God fixed it in a way where I can be off work and be in another state and still be available to be here and fellowship with my family, with my brothers and my sisters.
All right, man. We thank you also for taking time out of your busy schedule and for spending some time with us this morning. So
thank you.
God bless you, and, walk holy, my brother. Walk holy.
Thank you, my brother. And let me just say this for those who are watching, listening, viewing, will listen to the recording at a later date. If you are going through anything, I want you to be strong, be patient, and keep the faith. And always remember, God is allowing you to go through whatever it is you're going through in order for you to get to where he wants you to be. There's a blessing on the other side.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. You're so right with that one again. All right, you just be safe, stay safe, and take care of yourself and the family until we link up again, okay?
Thank you. And guys, you always have a brother in the States, in Chicago, that you can always contact and reach out to, all right?
All right. Thank you for that one.
Thank you very much for that. Mm.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bless you, my brother.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Walking on sand and holding your hand, feel like a tourist in my own homeland, in my own homeland, enjoying the bright, the warm sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight in my own homeland. this place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland.
There you go, there you go. Kings and queens, you just heard the man himself, Blaq Ice, in the poetry corner. And so we want to thank everyone who take time out this morning and for being here with us. We thank all of you in the chat room this morning, those who participated, those who didn't participate. And we ask that you like, share it, and those who haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that red subscription there that says subscribe. And once you hit it, it's going to indicate that it turned gray. And if you don't have an email or Gmail, go ahead and just use the same Yahoo, Hotmail, iCloud, email, and just put Gmail at the end of it. And you'll be good to go. So you can participate in the next chat session. So thank man like Courtney in the chat room this morning, Francine, and also those of you who are in the chat room but not participating. Flavius, what you have to say before we go?
I'm just saying, please remember, after you subscribe, you hit the notification bell, and YouTube will send you a link every morning we go on. YouTube will send you a link to your email.
Yeah. Okay, kings and queens. Before we get out of here, I'm going to give you my usual morning farewell. So just live and love every moment of your life. Be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others. Keep the faith and never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. Keep on praying. All right? In the words, in the Garifuna language, our Father, we're going to ask Queen Lubafu to say those words for us in the Garifuna language, and then Tafina to take us out with Tekwe myself. So, let's go.
You lead us to Fula. You belong far away away. Ajuguala Lebabu Seru. Lida Mua, Lida Sungfula. Lida Mua, Lida Sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me do set me if it could flee.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
I like a thief in the night. Me have to get out the side. I feel take away myself. I feel take away myself. I have to utilize I weeds. Shorty, I cleave your eyes. I said.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
This relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just take you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel high like a thief in the night. May I forget all the sight.